jasmine, oolong, green, and white. Long ago, these 4 teas were skillfully brewed at the Blissful Brew. Then, everything changed when the shop's popularity threatened its existence. All Mr. Okuran, the shop's owner and tea master, could do was to recruit 4 teenage orphans to learn his trade and staff his shop. A year has passed since the orphans were hired, and although their skills have progressed, they still have a lot to learn before they can brew anything. But I believe that they have the potential to make the Blissful Brew the greatest tea shop in the world. We've got 2 individuals, Bill and Guo, who are both helping Mr. Okuran set up. On the other hand, we have Brock and Meeka, who have disguised themselves like members of the Hot Leaf Juice.
I'll take a banana.
You and you. I need you to go with Koval into town and bring me back some very important tea ingredients. He has a list.
She points at me.
Yes.
I'm gonna drop my banana peel and I'm gonna step on it. And then I'm gonna be very dramatic in falling in hopes that I knock some of their tea glasses over.
Yep, sure enough, you come crashing down, knocking down a pretty hefty handful of cups.
Ugh, one more slip up like that and you're fired. Now get out there and get me those ingredients.
I'm gonna turn to the guy who has the list and I'm gonna say, why don't we divide up things on the list and we can get more work done faster.
He kind of just tears the list in half and then hands you guys one half.
I take it.
See, I remember everyone getting into the cart back in Bossing say, and I don't remember seeing you. And then he takes up a fighting stance. You better give me that paper. And then scram! And so you use your sweat and you subtly bend it underneath you to make a puddle of mud. And you slap that paper into the mud.
And run away.
Over at the Blissful Brew stand.
If you could come with me, we are having the opening ceremony. He has a few words he'd like to say, in thanks to everyone that has made this party possible.
Sure, I'll go with, I guess.
I'll stay and defend this thing.
Alright.
Welcome one and all to the annual Summer Bash. Do you want to come up on stage with me? Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
We have a much more quaint tea shop. Mr. Okuran's Blissful Brew.
I like kind of raise my fist.
People kind of dig the energy. They're like, okay. The applause kind of grows just a little bit.
As many of you know, I am an avid mask collector. So, as a special event tonight, take yourself a mask and put it on. The game will play like this. It is your duty to determine those behind their masks. Till only one masked member remains, that individual will be pronounced the winner and take home a nice bag of 250 yuan.
There's a table set up and a whole bunch of spirit masks, you know.
Obviously, I'm gonna steal one. I am gonna go into some of the rooms of the house looking for a different piece of clothing.
And welcome back to Benders Brews, an Avatar Legends actual play podcast, where we actually play Avatar Legends. Ironically, last episode, we didn't have Connor, aka Broccoli, with us. This week, we have Connor, aka Broccoli, with us.
What's up?
But we do not have Makala, aka Meeka, with us. But that's okay. Meeka did a lot last episode, and so we're going to give her a little bit of a break, and we'll check back in with the 3 bros, the 3 boys of the group. Or men, I don't know, wherever
Bros to men.
Just guys being dudes.
Guys being dudes.
What's better than this?
It's going to be an episode of Guys Being Dudes. Welcome back to another episode of Guys Being Dudes.
Shaw, dude.
Shaw. We've got Surfer Dude. We've got... Yeah. What is... I don't know what would that be, Dave?
What is that?
Pizza delivery board? Yeah, got your pizza.
Yeah.
And then whatever Cameron's version of a dude is.
Geez.
A bro.
Oh, anxious dude.
Timid, anxious dude.
Oh,
The one that's always like, I don't think we should be doing this.
guys, I'm hungry.
Like, bad idea.
Like, zoinks, I need some snacks.
All right, perfect. So we're jumping into things right off the bat. Before we do, though, I just want to remind everybody that you can obviously find this podcast. If you're listening to it right now, you're probably wherever it is that you like to listen to podcasts from, which is either Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts.
Your
The-
bedroom.
Your bedroom. That's right. And anywhere else that you can find podcasts being hosted through. Maybe you're on YouTube. Yep, you can find us there. Maybe you're on. Maybe you're just straight over on our website. I don't know. You can also find us on social media. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Instagram. You can also even find us on TikTok, believe it or not. So just definitely check those out so that you can see some of the crazy stuff that we post outside of just the episodes of the show. And also to keep up on episodes of the show. Just throwing that one out there before we just jump right in.
Geronimo!
All right, guys.
Is this what boys' night is? It's just Dave just inserting random.
Just try to be a
Random
radio.
Dave's like the
DJ.
I was gonna say like the DJ like soundboards with all those crazy
on
sound
the
effects.
soundboard.
It's not even Dave. It's a Dave soundboard that we got. And we're just playing that.
Geronimo.
I've got Dave's laugh going on a loop. See?
Put it on loop. Okay, so to start us off, we are going to asking you guys your character question for the day. Today's question is, what does your character want to grow up to be? Whether that be a job or some other dream, aspiration, whatever you want to call it, career, hobby, but whatever the case, what do you want to be when you grow up? Cameron, do you want to start us off with Bill Doors?
Sure, I guess. Bill Dorr wants to be like his dad. That's
Okay.
his goal. His dad is an engineer. And he's highly regarded in his community. And his dad was always a protector of the family. And those are the three qualities, job, quality, and respect that Bill Dorr wants.
Right on. Right on. Learned a little bit about Bill Dorr today in this boys' night.
And this boys' night.
That's right.
Boys' nights for feelings and sharing.
That's right. It is. All right. Dave, a.k.a. Guauhan.
Guohan also wants to be similar to Bill Dorr's dad. No, just kidding. But he secretly does want to be a dad.
Oh.
Not like in the near future, but he looks at these father figures and he looks back on his life so far and he wishes that he could be that person for somebody. Somebody to take care of him, somebody to watch out for him, to provide for him, to be that support. But it's kind of secretly because he doesn't really think he can do it.
Oh. He wants to step up and be what he never had, but
Right.
he's scared
He's
that
got that
maybe the
self-doubt.
past, maybe the past and the influence it had on him might be too much for him to push past.
Right. Doesn't know if he can rise above.
Wow.
Getting deep over here.
I was gonna say, man,
Boys'
boys'
night.
night is for the
Boys' night.
feelings and the emotional side of it.
All right, Connor, to bring us home.
Well, I don't got any emotional things.
Maybe.
I think for Brock Lee, I feel that even though the Earth Rumble career, which we might be getting into in some episodes coming up, stay tuned.
That's right.
The Earth Rumble career started out for only providing for his family with some extra money. I think he's really taken a liking to it. So I think he wants to sort of overtake the league, so to speak.
Oh, okay.
Be the best in the nation.
Run the rumble.
There you go. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Boys'
Yeah.
night.
That's right. Yeah, we're gonna
Boys'
get
night.
emotional and we're gonna get sentimental.
And then
You know
we'll
what we're
wrestle.
also gonna do? We're gonna wrestle.
We're gonna wrestle afterwards.
We're gonna do we're gonna smash each other with
like
chairs.
a proper boys' night sleepover.
Yeah.
I think we've already figured out the title for this episode.
Boys' night. Perfect. That saves me a lot of thinking. If it were to come down to me as the DM, my goal is to I'm gonna be the very best
the best that ever was.
Mm-hmm.
Catching them will be my real test, and training them will be my cause.
Isn't this Avatar? Is that in Avatar? Again, I've only seen the movie, so...
Why you have to ruin it? You ruined Boys Night, Kim.
Oh, sorry.
Why have you ruined Boys Night?
This is when everyone pelts me with pillows.
That's right. Awesome. Well, with that being said, and with us knowing a little bit more about everybody's character, let's jump into...
Geronimo!
Last time, we found ourselves at the start of the big party that we've been kind of looking into and waiting for and leading up to pretty much this whole time. So the party has begun. Things have started. Guests have arrived. Guests have been getting tea, no less, which is obviously a key importance to all of this. We have Guo and Bill are hanging out with Mr. Okeron, trying to keep things tip-top and to the utmost quality over at the Blissful Brew booth. On the other hand, you have Meeka, who's... Nobody's really for sure where Meeka is, but she's somewhere out there doing her roguish thing around the party. And then we have good old Brock Lee, who's hanging out in disguise, undercover. There's another word I'm blanking on, but it basically is just... Incognito. Over at the Hot Leaf Juice booth. Posing as just one of their many employees. And that's where we're actually going to pick things off. So, Brock, when last episode we didn't have you, so what was Brock Lee doing at the time when everybody else was kind of getting everything ready and putting those final touches on setting up?
So, last I recall, I was able to infiltrate Hot Leaf Juice and their company while they were all setting up. I was able to secure a couple of crates full of tea and cups and whatnot. And if I remember correctly, I catapulted them into the maze.
That's right.
That is in the backyard. And from there, I believe I just tried to go on and blend in. But so can I ask, is the party fully started right now?
Well, I was going to give you an opportunity if there was anything that you wanted to do in the short in-between before the party fully got kicked into place, if there's anything you wanted to do. If not, if you were just keeping your head down and laying low until opportunity arose, that's totally fine.
I think I will do that. I'll try and lay low until I'm able to sort of sabotage them again.
Sure. All right, well then let's just jump right in. The party is in full swing at this point. They have held the opening ceremony, which you would have seen go down. During the opening ceremony, the owner of the house, Mr. Yotaku, he presented a game to the people that were in attendance. It's sort of a masquerade game where everybody changed into a new outfit and put on a mask. And there's a monetary prize going out to whoever can sort of be the last mask standing. As they go about the party, they can try to guess and say, hey, I think you're so-and-so. And if they get it right, the person has to take their mask off. If they get it wrong, they have to take their own mask off. So it's a very difficult game of clever determining and deduction. And you knowing that you were helping with the booth, it wasn't the most interesting thing ever. I mean, it was kind of intriguing, but you were like, well, I'm not participating, so who cares? But the thing that was kind of neat was you watched during the opening ceremony, you got to see Mr. Okeron and Guo went up on stage as he was kind of the owner of the house, Mr. Yotaku, was kind of having each of the caterers come up, giving everybody that was in attendance kind of a brief description of what it is that they serve, so that way they knew, if I go up to their booth, what am I looking at here? Nobody likes to go to those parties and they see something fancy and they grab it and they go to take a bite. It's like something really weird. Like it looked like cheese, but it turned out to be like this weird flavored tofu. So it's kind of a courtesy to let everybody know what it is.
Yeah, or like when you're 6 years old and you think there's ice cream in the middle of the table and you take a big spoonful and it was just a ball of butter the whole time.
Oh, gosh. When they scoop it just right, it does kind of look like ice cream. I've seen that happen before.
May or not be based on a real life event.
The secrets that come out during boys' night.
Yeah.
But anyways, so you got to see them go up on stage. Guo did this little bit while he was up there where he kind of raised his fist in sort of almost victory symbol. And it got the crowd kind of excited. There was some energy to it, so they were feeling it. You know, they were excited to be at this party, so they kind of like they went right along with it, and it was kind of cool to see that. But otherwise, you're back to work at the Hot Leaf Juice booth, and things are heated right now at the Hot Leaf Juice booth. Yes, Madame Yang is pacing back and forth. She's actually wearing a mask, but you know who she is.
Dude, I don't know if I've ever canonically met Madame Yang.
I think you saw her from a distance approaching when she was getting out of the Hot Leaf Juice cart when they first approached. Meeka was outside, tried to drop water on you were out there as you were heading out to the cart, so you would have at least seen her. But to be honest with you, a lot of things give her away between her hairstyle, her height, her very just kind of intimidating, imposing figure. You almost wonder if she's just wearing the mask more for fun. Like, everybody knows who she is, and she's just trying to kind of play along with the whole game and stuff like that. So you're not sure she's really participating per se. But you also know because she's been yelling at all of the employees pretty intensely since the party started, basically. She's very frustrated about missing ingredients. Some employees, actually, she had sent out to go get ingredients, came back. They only came back with half of what she needed. She's pretty upset with them about that. In turn, they're upset, so they're kind of beating down on everybody else because they're in trouble, and you always kind of want to pass the blame to the next person and things along those lines. So there's that going on. Everybody's really stressed out, and you're kind of in the middle of this where you're in an interesting position of, I'm glad to see that everybody's stressed out, but it is kind of annoying to have people yelling at me.
Yeah.
So tell me about what are you up to right now? Which job position are you kind of holding right now within the business plan?
See, I got a couple ideas of what I could be doing, but it sort of depends on what the layout of this Hot Leaf Juice booth is. So for now, I'm just trying to blend in, pick a job that seems like it needs to be filled, and keep my head down as of right now. But I would like to know how Hot Leaf Juice operates with their tea. Do they wait to pour it until somebody orders it, or is it sort of like there's tea on the table already poured in their cups and people will just walk up and grab it?
Right. Well, it's funny you say that. You said you were looking for a job to be filled, and ironically, the thing that came to mind was, perfect, he's filling cups.
Okay.
So there's a whole 2 tables that are just covered in, it's like saucer and teacup. And then you've got a couple of people, one of which I assumed would be yourself, with holding teapots and quickly pouring, more tea as somebody comes by and they take a cup, and then they walk over and there's another table that has some other things. They are very big on the employee is doing it all for you. So nobody puts their own honey in their cup. The employee scoops a little bit out, says, tell me when, pours it in their cup.
Oh, this is perfect.
Yes.
So I am filling teacups. Okay. Ready for this? I don't know if you're ready for this. So
I'm ready.
So I'm filling teacups, but in my right hand, I've got the teapot, the handle. The left hand is supporting it, but in my left hand, I have the little bag of tiny rocks.
Oh, okay.
I sneakily put one tiny rock in each cup as the thing is pouring.
Okay.
And when I see, somebody picks up the teacup, I earthbend the rock back to me, breaking the cup.
Oh, no.
And spilling tea everywhere.
Oh, and how often are you doing that?
Every 10 cups.
Oh, boys' night. Boys' night. 10 cups.
Every 10 cups, I put a little pebble in. And I wait.
Okay.
I wait for someone to grab the cup and start drinking.
Sure. I'm going to say that, nobody would suspect anything for sure, at least for the first 3. But roll me a trick. This is with creativity.
Okay, so I have a +1 creativity.
Okay, awesome.
3.
3.
So 4.
Okay.
4 total.
Okay.
Oh, that doesn't work, does it? I thought it was so clever.
It works the first 3 times, but they start to get kind of frustrated. They're looking. A couple of the employees are looking at you, and they're like, "I don't know what you're doing. If you're cooling the cup, or the cup's cooled or something, and you're pouring the hot liquid too fast. I don't know what you're doing, but you need to go somewhere else. Go help them lift the fresh tea out from the vat and pour it into the separate. You're a strong guy. Go do that."
Is that still at this area, or do I need to go somewhere else?
I mean, everything's happening within like their section of the ballroom.
Okay.
So I mean, it's just like a few tables over. They've got like the big heating vat where they're heating up the tea, and somebody will like kind of pick up a section of it and kind of start pouring it very carefully into the teapots, which are then taken over and poured into the cups.
Can I do the same thing, but with the vat?
It's like a metal vat.
Okay, maybe not.
But as you go over there, Madame Yang, she disappeared for a little bit, like she went to go look around. She comes back. She looks just as flustered, if not more flustered than she did before. She's sweating. She's red. She takes off her mask, so that you guys can see her. Because again, she's not really like participating in the whole masquerade game. And she says,
Okay, I want everyone's attention. Earlier, I discovered there was a mole among our ranks. Someone pretending to work for Hot Leaf Juice in order to sabotage us and make us fall behind. And I have a theory that she was not working alone. One of you, I believe, is working with her, and I will have none of that. So, I'm going to have a little sit-down with everyone, starting with you.
And she points out one of them, not you, Broccoli, but just a different one. And you watch as they start walking through the ballroom and over kind of out of sight. Still in the building. They didn't go out the front door, because you can kind of see the front door to the house from where you're at.
Oh, sucks for Gary. I bet he's probably the mole. That guy, he's been rubbing me the wrong way all night. I don't know about you guys. So, did Madame Yang... How many Hot Leaf Juice employees are we talking here?
We're talking probably about almost a dozen.
Okay.
She comes fully staffed. She has, multiple people in one spot. The one thing that she has going right now, with everything else that's going wrong, is that she has enough employees to keep things moving. Mm-hmm. She doesn't have all the ingredients that she needs to make the tea the way that she wants it. And you recognize that as somebody that was serving, helping to pour the tea, the ones that you didn't shatter, you did notice that, some people just were like, oh, it's okay, it's nothing special, So they don't seem real like inspired by any means by this tea. It's not what it's supposed to be, that's for sure, because you got rid of a lot of ingredients. You see, obviously you had destroyed some of their glasses, so the way they've made up for that is they just have like an extra couple of their employees that are furiously washing through teacups trying to get them back out and clean as quickly as they possibly can, which again has like affected the rest of the staff. Obviously having fewer people to make sure that things are running correctly and smoothly is not easy on those that have to kind of make up the difference. So we'll switch over to Bill and Guo. So Bill and Guo, you guys are over at the Blissful Brew, and you guys are experiencing a little bit of problems of your own. Ironically, with all the failure that Hot Leaf Juice has been experiencing, you guys have experienced a lot of that success from that. Customers are kind of like, the tea over there is not all that great. Let's go outside. It's a nice day. It's a nice afternoon. We can, watch as the sun slowly sets, enjoy the fresh air. And I heard they've got some pretty good tea out there, on the other hand. Now, obviously, that's a great thing, but the negative side is now you've got quite a big line of customers that is starting to develop outside. And it's getting to be a little bit of a lot between, 3 people. And Mr. Okron is trying to make sure the tea is being made correctly, so he's working hard to get that done. Bill, you're directly serving the customers, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
And then Guo, you're kind of an in-between guy. I mean, you've got a couple of different options to jump around between, I suppose.
I'm helping Phil. I'm helping Steep. Stakes are high, and you gotta let it fly.
That's right. Now, as things are growing in the hustle and bustle of these customers coming through, Bill, out of the corner of your eye, you do notice that that guy from earlier, that guy that you saw that looked a little sketchy, seemed to be probably a firebender, somewhere around your age, maybe a little bit older. He's still kind of scouting around the area. He's kind of left the gazebo, and he's kind of trying to like slowly kind of like make his way closer, real nonchalantly as best he can. Now you've caught him already as like a sketchy figure to keep an eye on, so you notice as he like is kind of moving in. You know, you're not like, oh man, you've really tricked me, but he is moving in.
Can I just like keep glancing at him while I'm helping people?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to take a moment to turn around and like maybe do something intimidating or something, you can definitely
Turn around. He's behind me.
Well, yeah, because you have your booth, which is right next to like kind of the pathway, like the big main path that a lot of people kind of come down. The gazebo's kind of back behind you. There's a hedge between you and the gazebo.
Okay.
If you wanted.
So when I turn around to get more ingredients that Mr. Okron is using to prep, I figured I was taking orders and getting side ingredients while he did all the cooking stuff.
Sure.
When I turn around to go grab more ingredients from our little cart, I see him and I just stop and I just give him like a death glare.
Okay. Do an intimidate.
That's a 10.
Okay. You get to pick one that they cannot choose from that list, which is they run to escape or get back up. They back down but keep watch. They give in with a few stipulations, or they attack you but off balance. So you can choose one they don't get to choose.
Oh, well, I don't want them to attack. That's my last case.
Sure.
I can't choose that one.
Okay.
He's too scared to attack.
Okay.
That's the best way.
He is going to run. He's going to escape to get back up.
I see him run off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you see
and
him
then
run.
after Bill sees him run off, he just kind of grabs his ingredients and he turns around and goes back to
Gets back.
helping customers with an award-winning smile.
That's right. That's what Bill. That's why they put Bill up front.
Yeah, his smile's a 10 out of 10.
Wow. Anything specific or anything that you wanted to add to that you would you'd be doing?
I mean, while all this is going on, we're trying to keep up with all these customers. I'm keeping an eye out on the game that's going on.
Oh yes, the masquerade.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you hoping for anything specific, like catching slip-ups, or not sure what else? Like maybe trying to figure it out yourself. I mean, I don't know how many people you would necessarily know in the area, or
A subtle hint of jealousy, Gohan, and wanting to play.
or maybe that's it. Yeah.
Keep giving sidelong glances over
Gohan
at the party.
He keeps just sighing really loudly behind us.
That's where I belong.
I think, I noticed nobody's going after Madame Yang. Think they're all scared of her?
Probably they just all assume that everyone knows who she is. I mean, so I guess no one's bothering to just go guess her. That's my best guess.
You think she'll get got before the end of the party? Or you think she'll be the last one standing?
If she's the last one standing, it clearly means people are more scared to tell her what her name was than anything.
Well, you want to put some money on it?
Oh, what are we betting on here?
What we always bet on. Toilet duty, yeah.
Oh, toilet duty, nice.
No, I got a few coins jangling around in my pocket.
Okay. What are we betting on?
I bet she makes it to be the last one.
Oh, yeah? Okay. I feel like that's a super simple bet for me to win. I'm going to say, yeah, you're on. And I have a whole 2 copper to bet on that one. That's my life savings right there.
All right, you're on.
All right. Moving forward, we got another bet going on. This one not with bathroom duty and
Hey, and Bill Dorr just waits. He just waits until he's serving customers, and he waits till someone with a mask comes up.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "Hey, could you help me out with something real quick?" As he's giving them their tea.
Yes. What is it?
Do you see that lady with the really tall hair over there working at Hot Leaf Juice? Could you just walk over and say, "Hey, you're Madame Yang for me"? Oh. I'd be appreciative. You'd win me some money. So,
well, I suppose I could.
Plus, it betters your chances of winning. And Bill gives them a wink.
And from underneath the mask, you see him give you a wink, because you can just see their eyes, obviously. So you can see he gives you a wink, and then he takes his tea and he kind of heads off in that direction.
And then Bill turns around and looks at Gohan and gives him a wink.
What are you winking at me for?
Oh, I feel like,
One thing that
Watching
you
you,
do,
Bill.
one thing that you do notice is that the few times you guys see Madame Yang, since theirs is set up on the inside of the mansion, is when you guys see her, she's usually like whoosh, just like shooting by, making her rounds, just like looking for people, whatever it is that she's up to, but she's like racing about.
So Bill did not account for the fact that she's probably too quick to stop and catch.
Nobody's guessed it because they can't even
stop her. She just keep going.
She's like Sasquatch. People see a glimpse of her, but that's about it.
And when someone tries to start a conversation with her, she grabs one of her henchmen and just shoves them in front. It's like, talk to them for me. And just keeps going.
It's like when you get served a notice to like go to court, and if it's like, if they can't say your name when they serve you, then they can't give you the serve.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Are you Madame Yang? No comment. Walks away.
Oh, no comment.
Didn't call it, you asked.
Little known fact about Madame Yang, former high school track star. Even in high heels.
Wow.
Mr. Ogeron turns and he says, "Can confirm."
But they yelled out that piece of detail in your very lengthy backstory, Mr. Ogeron.
Oh, well, my apologies. I never even got to high school. So when I was in high school...
Okay, well... and then he just continues to talk while we're serving tea the entire
She was
time.
involved in every organization, but I never really heard that she actually did anything. Anyways, I'm gonna jump back over to Brock.
I did notice they were talking about that firebender looking guy looking shady over at our tea stand. So
That's right.
You said the rich people, they all change clothes, right?
That's right.
Are their clothes like all in a conveniently placed closet somewhere, or?
So when he made the announcement, he had mentioned that they had distributed. So everybody had brought a second outfit when they came. They had distributed everybody's second outfit that they would change into the many rooms in the mansion. So everybody had kind of, as part of their invitation, had been told like which room they would have their stuff put inside of. So you know that pretty much walking into just about any bedroom in this house, you'll probably find a nice, probably not pile of clothes. They'll be nicely folded and waiting for their owners to return to get them, or even you wonder if maybe, given the high society of all this, they might honestly just be delivered back to the houses by the end of the night. So there might be staff members that are actually going through the clothes right now and taking them back over to their houses. But there's going to be some that definitely by this point have not been collected yet.
Okay, so I'm gonna, because I gotta change out of the hot leaf juice stuff, so I'm gonna go try and find a bedroom that's got any sort of clothes that are relatively my size. Try and change into those, and I want to go confront this firebender guy.
Okay. Just before you can leave, as you're kind of like making your way out, one of the hot leaf juice employees just kind of starts yelling at you. He's like, "Hey, where do you think you're going? Get back here and help!"
I am helping. Some of these glasses broke, so I got to go grab a broom. You don't want people stepping on our broken porcelain and blaming us, right?
Oh, jeez, I didn't even notice those there. Been so focused. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Okay, yeah, I don't know where the closet is, but I'm sure if you ask one of the staff members, they can help you out.
Yeah, I'll find it. No worries.
All right, hurry back. We need all the help we can get right now.
Oh, I believe it. I see all you guys scrubbing stuff. Don't worry, I want nothing more than to scrub some pots and some cups.
Yeah, because it makes Madame Yang happy. It does this little like weird hand thing. I don't know why I'm doing the rock on, but I don't know. He's doing something else.
Like the Italian hand.
Yeah, the Italian, because it makes the Madame Yang happy.
And I just sort of like
you just kind of
try to play along, but it's obvious that I have no idea what the hand sign is. Just like, makes her happy. Yeah, I'll be right back.
And as you're walking away, you see Madame Yang come back with the previous employee that she took with her, and they kind of look a little bit out of it. They kind of look, their eyes are a little bit like wider, their pupils are a little bit dilated. They walk a little bit stiff, and as soon as she brings them back, they go straight to work. She doesn't even like say like, "All right, get back to it," or point at a job and tell them to start doing it. They just get to it.
Did she drug this man's?
Who knows?
Guess that's a question for a doctor. I am not.
Not a proctor.
Not a doctor. Yeah.
Boys' night.
Night.
So obviously, as she brings that employee back, she points at another one and takes them off to go talk to them or whatever it is. So you kind of see which direction they're going in, and I don't know, where are you headed?
I'm heading the polar opposite direction from them, trying to find just a room with clothes and a mask. That's all I need.
Sure. You very easily are able to find a bedroom with clothes in it. You go by a couple that have staff members in it that are like folding up clothes, and they're like, okay, these belong to so and so and so and so. The kind of idea was that you leave your invitation on the previous clothes, that way they know who they belong to and things like that. So they're getting them ready, but eventually, you kind of figure out like, oh, they're going room to room, so I'll just go to the next room that they're not at, grab some clothes out of there. So you're able to find some clothes, but you do not find a mask.
When the people lose the game, where do they put their masks? Do they keep them like in their pockets, or do they just throw them away?
You see most people hand them off to a staff member. So you wonder if maybe somewhere in the back rooms where the staff are operating from, there might be an opportunity to figure out where it is that they're keeping them.
Am I already wearing the new clothes?
That's up to you. Do you want to be wearing them or do you want to wait?
Yeah, I'm wearing the new clothes.
Okay.
I'm going to change into the new clothes.
Okay.
And then...
You are now wearing some very ornate earthbender kind of high society robes.
So I want to go up to one of these staff members, and I'm gonna tell him like, "Hey, I never received a mask, and I'd still like to join in this game if it's not too late. Is that possible?"
Oh dear me! Did you already change into your other clothing?
I did.
Oh dear me! Oh yes, please follow me. Oh yes, come with me quickly. We'll get you masks. Don't let anybody see you. I don't want you to feel like you've had the game ruined for you.
Absolutely, I will make sure.
Okay, quick, yes, follow me.
And he's got like an empty platter. He was like handing out hors d'oeuvres or whatever, and he has an empty platter. He like holds it up, but he's not sure like where to hold it up next to you because you are a reasonably tall guy. We know that. And so, he's trying to like cover your face, but then he's like, but also he's wearing the clothes, so I need to like cover the clothes and like, oh, which is more recognizable?
Yeah.
And then finally he gets you into the back rooms. He's
oh my. Hopefully nobody will easily scope you out. Just quick, follow me and I will get you to one of the masks. We can find a mask for you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's honestly my fault. Don't worry about it.
Oh, no.
I took a little extra time in the bathroom with the missus, if you know what I mean. So.
Oh my! Boys' night.
Boys' night.
If you overshare, they won't ask questions.
Yes, and he does look very awkward when you say this, so he just quickly rushes you down the hall and takes you to a room. And inside the room, so any masks that are being brought back in, you kind of wonder if maybe they're like collectibles, because as you look around, staff members that are bringing them back in are putting them in very specific places within the room. And so the staff member that you're with, he looks at you and he says,
feel free to pick any of the masks that are in the room, except for the one in the center. That is Mr. Yotaku's, his pride and joy, you might say.
You got it. I will absolutely not even consider touching that one. You have been a great help. Thank you so much.
Oh, yes. Please let me know if you need anything else.
Absolutely.
And he like bows his way out of the room, very like quickly bows multiple times as like every step back he takes is another bow, and then eventually he's back out.
Okay. So obviously I need to give Mr. Yotaku's mask.
Okay.
So is it like on a stick, like a masquerade mask?
Yes.
Or is it?
And it's inside of a glass case.
Okay.
But you don't know whether or not the
Do I
glass case is like a locked case or anything.
I might need Indiana Jones it with
That's true.
I might want to come back for that.
Okay.
So
like where you drop a giant boulder on it.
It is Brock's signature.
yeah, just when in doubt, smash it with a rock.
Smash it with a rock.
Yeah,
Smash it
Brock
with
was
the
cheering
hammer.
for the boulder when he watched that movie.
That's right. Man, I really relate to that guy.
I really like this guy.
The boulder.
That's
is
what I want to do when
conflicted.
I grow up.
Fighting a young blind girl. The boulder is over his conflicted feelings. All right. So in this storage room, is it just masks, or did they just have like boxes of masks and there are other stuff in here?
So this is more like a display room. So it's pretty much all masks.
Okay.
You get the impression that Mr. Yotaku has a thing for masks. And there are a lot of different kinds of masks too. There are regular, like kind of traditional masquerade masks. There are masks very similar to like the Blue Spirit mask, kind of along those lines. So a lot of spirit masks which have sort of tie strings in the back to hold them to your head rather than having to like hold it. There are like kabuki style masks. I mean, very, anything that you could kind of think of that has kind of like a Chinese, Japanese, even like Korean kind of a tone to it in our world. You could probably find a version of it here in this room.
Okay. So I want to grab a mask that can tie in the back so I don't have to hold it.
Yes.
Because if I'm confronting this guy, I don't want to have the disadvantage of only having one hand. So
yeah, I've never really understood that at masquerade balls. I'm like, you guys are gonna dance, you guys are gonna do like grab your drinks and stuff, and you're gonna hold a little stick mask the whole time. Like,
yeah, I never understood that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go grab a mask. Let's go with the Blue Spirit mask. That's
very cool.
Calling it
classic.
Yeah. Well,
nice
it might,
callback.
It might clash with the green of my Earthbenders. It's higher,
okay.
so I don't want to stick out like that because it could spell bad news because rich people love to match colors and such. So.
I see.
So I'm gonna grab just a regular black and white kabuki mask.
Okay.
That ties in the back. I'm gonna remember where this room is because I really want to grab that mask.
Okay.
That other mask. And I want to go just back the way I came, but I want to make sure that the servant is out of the way. He's not I want to make sure that I'm not going to run into anybody until I hit the floor where everybody's at.
Okay.
And I go just cross the floor and I go and try and confront that firebender.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm gesturing
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you walk out of the room, and another key point is, I mean, any staff members that you do see that are anywhere in the area, they just very quickly bow. They're like, oh, if you need anything, please let us know. Kind of a thing. Nobody's accusing you or anything. They don't assume anything. They get nervous at the idea that you're back here because they're like, oh man, we must have messed up. If he's, is he an angry customer coming back here to be like, oh man, that banana I ate earlier was a little off or something,
Yeah.
So they're glad that, I mean, honestly, you walking past them is like, oh, whew. So yep, you easily make it back out onto the floor. As you do, you look over to the hot leaf juice area, and you see Madame Yang has brought back the employee that she took as you were leaving. This one also has kind of that very wide-eyed, kind of off. Like if you were to wave your hand in front of them, they might not react. Just seems odd. Goes back to work. She's about to call over the next one when all of a sudden a individual runs inside and starts whispering in her ear something that obviously you can't hear.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I got a feeling she's hypnotizing these mans or drugging them or both. Oh, is this there is no war in Bossing, say.
Judy.
My name is Judy. Can I ask them if their names are Judy? They don't recognize me, so I could go ask them their names.
Oh.
No, I gotta stay focused. We must
so many possibilities.
We must stay focused. So this firebender guy, can you give me a brief description? I was not here with the description.
Oh, no, that's fine. There wasn't really much description, I guess, before either. That's my bad. So he is wearing, whereas most of the employees are wearing kind of like a pink and related tone outfits for the hot leaf juice with like the logo on it and stuff like that. He is actually just in a very simple robe that features kind of like red tone colors. So it's like kind of adjacent, but not directly like that kind of pink that all the other ones have.
But it's got the hot, so he's a hot leaf juice boy?
You assume that he must be if he's like whispering to Madame Yang, but he doesn't have any insignia on him to suggest that he is.
All right, so I'm gonna go up to the Blissful Brew table.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Oh man! See, if we had tied this in just right, you would have walked up to the Blissful Brew, and Bill would have leaned forward and said, "Hey, you want to do me a favor?"
I still can, but
yeah.
Broccoli just winks at me.
So I'm gonna go up to the Blissful Brew, grab 2 teacups. I'm gonna kind of wink at them just to sort of like.
Okay. There's a lot of winks going
on.
There's a wink at the Blissful Brew, and I'm gonna walk over to the guy.
Do you wink at either of them in particular?
I wink at both of them at the same time. They mistake it just for blink.
So I was gonna say, do you just blink at them?
I just blink at
Bill,
them.
did you see that guy give us a weird blink?
Yeah, why do you just steal our teacups? Like, he didn't even ask. He just walked up and walked away with them.
You think he knows they didn't even have tea in them?
They were just empty teacups.
Well, no.
The audacity of these rich people. Not you. And he looks at the person standing in front of him. not you. And says, you see that guy?
Well, now I feel stupid. Well, why are they on the table if they're going to be empty cups?
We're preparing them.
So I go back and I grab cups.
Always return. Oh, notice a little missing tea, have you?
I'm just like, guys, it's me. Give me some tea. I don't know if they know who I am from my voice, but they should know.
Okay, Riddle Man.
Thank you, Guao Han. Where?
Oh, he knows your name.
What?
How notice?
Guys, it's me. Yo, it's me, Brock. Okay.
Brock. Oh, I know Brock.
I'm gonna go talk to Mans over there that's giving us some weird looks. Just be prepared if something goes down. Don't tell Mr. Okura. So I go and I grab some.
Restaurant standing right there.
Just don't worry about it.
Bill's covering his ears.
It's alright, he's absorbed in his craft.
Yeah.
He's starting to mixes and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So I grab 2 full teacups. I walk over, saunter, if you will, to this man. I hand him one of the teacups. I'm like, yeah, it's a good party going on out in there. So, why are you just chilling out here? Why don't you go inside and join the fun, the festivities?
Okay, so this guy turns to you and he says,
"Oh, yes. My name is Timothy.
just like the least intimidating person.
My name is Timothy. It's very nice to meet you. May I ask... Oh, of course I can't ask who you are, but you have a mascot. My apologies, sir."
Of course. I've seen you out here. You haven't really been mingling amongst the rest of us. What's been up out here? What's so exciting out here?
Oh, you must forgive me. Call me a timid soul. I don't always have as much need or initiative to socialize with people. Not that I'm not enjoying our conversation. You have me intrigued. I'm not from around here. I'm actually from Ba Sing Se.
Oh,
Yes.
the big city.
Yes, the very same.
Yes, well, as I heard that one of my favorite tea shops from my hometown is here. I'm in town visiting, so my hometown visiting Blissful Brew. I've always loved their tea, and I saw you looking over at their stand over there, and thought maybe you were a little too shy or timid to go up and get some, so I went ahead and I brought you some of my favorite tea in the Earth Kingdom.
and he looks at the tea and he says,
Well, thank you.
Of course.
and he takes the teacup and he goes in for a sip, and he takes a sip.
Yes, yes, okay, very good, yes.
Well, I'm glad you enjoy it, but
Indeed.
I have a feeling you've got to be here for some reason, even if you're not the most social soul, so if you're not the most social and that's not your reason for being here, what brings you over to this party?
Oh, well, you might say that I was somebody's plus one.
And where are they at? I haven't really seen you interacting with too many people here.
Oh, it feels like you've been watching me now.
No, not at all. Well, I mean, one man standing outside by himself is a little hard to miss.
Oh, damn. My. Wow. The irony that a person doesn't really like socializing, yet he ends up standing out more than anyone else, I suppose.
Yes, if you want to blend in, you really gotta get up in there.
You make a fair point. Yes, no, I am here on behest of Madame Yang.
Oh, Madame Yang.
As I said, I'm a close friend, one might say her plus one to the party.
Okay.
Not like that, of course.
Oh.
No romantic relations, I assure you. Just strictly platonic.
I see. Well, I best leave you here, otherwise, you might think I'm trying to interrogate you or something. So you enjoy your night.
No, yes, of course. And you as well.
So with that new information, I go back over to the Blissful Brew,
Mm-hmm.
drop off my teacups, and I'm talking to Guauhan and just Guauhan, honestly, because if I talk to both of them, then it might look a little suspicious to Mr. Ocaron's. Like, yeah, that man over there is with Madame Yang. Have you seen him do anything but stand there all night?
What guy? Oh, yeah, Bill was giving him some looks earlier, but...
Do you think we gotta, just take him out, or what do you want to do here?
I mean, we're pretty packed right now. We got customers lined up here. Well, party goers.
Yeah, well, I mean...
But what do you think we should do?
If we can get some more information out of him, we can know what he's trying to do, because he's just standing out there on his own. There's no reason for him to be standing there if he's with Madame Yang. He could be helping her out, so
maybe
he's got to be up to something.
We could lure him in by leaving a seeming opening in our awareness.
Mm-hmm. What do you suggest?
Well, maybe he's trying to even the score with what you guys have been doing over there.
But how he wouldn't know it was us, because we've been. Well, he might. Has Meeka been found out?
You wouldn't know. You haven't seen Meeka in quite a while, actually.
Okay.
Well, regardless of who's doing it, they just know they gotta see how successful we're doing over here. They gotta not like that.
True. Do you think
if he's gonna try something, I think we should lure him into it.
Okay.
So he strikes where he think we're most vulnerable, but actually will be waiting for him.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna need a second.
Sure. So are you just sticking around by them while you think?
If I walk around and mingle, there's a chance. Well, Madame Yang wouldn't know it was me because I got a mask and a new disguise.
Mm-hmm.
Can I follow? I'm going to try to nonchalantly follow Madame Yang if she's pulling off those people to the side.
Perfect.
And, I'm going to try and follow her and see where she's taking them.
Okay. One of the most fearful things that a DM can ever say to you, which is, I was hoping you would do that. But before we cut over to that, we'll jump over. As you walk away, we'll cut over to Bill and Guau. I want you guys, and I know this is kind of more of a sort of D&D style move to do this, but I want you guys to both roll, or I mean, one of you can help and one of you can roll. It's up to you guys for an assess the situation. Something, as you guys are getting things done, something just feels off. Your spider sense is tingling. Something just doesn't seem right. Mr. Ocaron is super focused. He's making sure everything is.
Man's
you guys
lost
notice
his
something's not right.
Nice. I got an 11.
Nice.
I got a 2.
Nice. All right.
I'm very distracted
Both
by these
you
rich
are.
people.
They're
They're they're badgering me with orders right now.
You are
That-
lost in the sauce.
That and the fact that you look a little intently at each one as they pass by because you really want to see who else is winking at you and why.
And who else is going to just steal our cups?
Also that, yes.
Because now
you're-
it's happened once already.
That's right.
How many other times has it happened without
Who
Bill
else is
paying
gonna go
attention?
running off with your cups? Well, it's funny that you say that. So, while you get to ask a question from the list of questions for assist, actually, I think you get because you got an 11,
Cool.
and you get a +1 ongoing when acting on the answer to these questions. So you'll get a +1 to a roll relating to doing something about whatever the answer to the question is. So the questions that you have the option to ask me are: what here can I use to blank? Who or what is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What's the best way out, in, or through? And who or what is in the greatest danger? And I feel like there's a few of these questions that the answer is probably going to end up being the same, but in a good way.
What should I be on the lookout for?
Okay, perfect. So you should be on the lookout for some sketchy individuals who might be trying to, at this very moment, steal your tea ingredients from right out of the hand cart. And sure enough, as this kind of like inkling in your mind of, I feel like we need to, keep an eye on things and make sure nothing's being, taken from us. Something in your mind clicks. You think, wait a minute, if we destroy the ingredients or some of the ingredients from hot leaf juice, and they can't get it from elsewhere because you remember Meeka came back and she said she destroyed half the list and all this other stuff. And you're like, where else could they get the ingredients from? Dun dun! Yeah, exactly. Oh, probably from you guys. And as you turn around, you see 2 individuals wearing hot leaf juice outfits that look like they are rummaging through your hand cart.
Who is the biggest threat?
These guys.
No, you meant between the 2.
Oh, between the 2. Okay, fair point. One of them is pulling a box of ingredients out at this very moment, and you think, all it would take for them is to get too far away from you that you can't chase them. Or even just the idea of, like, if they ran into the grouping in the party, just like the various party goers, you might lose them in the crowds, and that would obviously be a problem.
Okay. So we have, like, party goers are still, like, actively lining up here, right?
True, yes.
I'm going to take a couple cups of tea and pretend to trip and throw it on the guy.
Okay, hot tea coming at him. Okay.
Hot tea.
Man, this is why I almost feel like this would jump us into a combat situation.
Take him out, Gwelhan. Show him his boss.
Sure.
I would also be like, Bill, our ingredients. Look out.
Good thing he said look out, because Bill would have been like, yeah, our ingredients, yeah.
Nice.
That's what
They're pretty solid.
Pretty good. People are loving them.
When Bill hears this, he would immediately turn around, spot these guys.
Yes.
These guys rummaging through our cart, and he would immediately flick up his bow staff, which he's had on his foot this entire time.
Yes. And you also had a +1. You were prepared.
I was prepared this entire
You were technically
time.
prepared, Feather Guy, but I would say that you were prepared.
I never took it off my foot.
Right.
Yeah.
You were prepared for the concept that somebody might try sabotage. That's what I'm going to say. So technically, both of you have +1, and we are going to call this an encounter. So we're going to call this a combat situation.
Kill him.
So you guys will each be picking a combat approach to take this turn, as will they.
To make him regret touching our tea.
Kill him dead.
Kill him dead.
I don't think that's a normal term in Avatar, but hey, I only watched the movies, so
You just love to remind us.
focus, people.
Anyways,
focus.
okay, all right. So we're in an encounter. What would you guys like to do? What is your combat approach going to be? Are you going to defend and maneuver? Are you going to advance and attack? Or are you going to evade and observe?
Defend and maneuver. That's
You're going to defend and maneuver. Okay.
I'm going to advance and attack.
Yeah, we're on this legendary teacup attack.
All
You're on
right.
the offensive.
Well, if that is the case, then rolling with focus.
If you don't know anything about build, he is not the offensive fighter. He's a defensive fighter. He is called the Guardian for a reason.
That's true. And then Guao, since you're doing an advance and attack, you will roll with passion. Unless, of course, well,
10.
10. Okay.
You get a +3?
Yes, I do.
You get a 7.
7. Okay. All right. So
my focus is +3.
we will start with Bill. You rolled a 10, so that means you get to. You have a number of options. You get to choose.
I gotta choose one.
One from the list. Yep. So mark 1 fatigue to use a learned technique.
Sheesh.
Use 1 practiced technique, or use 2 basic or mastered techniques.
It says use 2 basic or mastered. Could I use one of each?
Sure.
Okay, because I want to use divert, and then I want to use retaliate because they combo together. Divert is the special fighting technique for the Guardian.
Okay.
And it says, in this case, it's kind of a little weird. It says step into the way of blows intended for allies. I want to say the ally is the cart.
Oh, okay.
And when it says when an ally within reach within the cart suffers a blow, this exchange, which I assume is them taking stuff out of the cart,
sure,
you can suffer it for them. So
okay.
I basically can just step in the way of the cart, like just basically put my body between them and the cart.
Sure.
And then I'm going to use retaliate. And retaliate is steel yourself for the blows. Each time a foe inflicts fatigue, a condition, or shifts your balance, I inflict 1 back at them in return.
Okay.
And it says if I use retaliate along with my divert, I deal an additional fatigue.
Oh, okay.
So no matter how much fatigue they do at me, they take back +1.
Okay, got it. All right. So what you do is, Bill, you nimbly, having your staff prepared at your feet, you kick it up, catch it in the air, and immediately start to sprint over towards the wagon, probably doing some acrobatics in the air as you kind of like jump and kind of like catapult forward with your bow staff, and then maybe like flip in the air as you do, and land in front of the cart, blocking them from access to grabbing any more items and preparing yourself for them to make any sort of attempts to do so. Mm-hmm. They also chose to defend a maneuver. Theirs was to seize a position, and their plan is to escape the scene with the 2 boxes, or at least, like a box and maybe like a crate or something, a small crate that they each have in their hands. But any foe engaged with them can mark 1 fatigue to block this technique and stop them from getting away.
Does that go for either of them?
Yes.
Oh, I'll do that then.
Okay. Makes sense, since you're up there. You're like, nope.
Bending the cart. That includes
you
the contents.
We'll hand it back. All right, perfect. All right, so, and then we will hop over to Guao. Guao, what are you doing with your advance and attack? You said you rolled a 7, so you get to choose one.
So I'm going to strike.
Strike.
Steamy tea strike.
Okay. That's right. Oh, yeah, because you're spilling tea on him. That's right.
How do you brew?
And you fling hot, scalding tea onto them, which hits them on probably the hands, where they're holding these crates or these boxes. Go, ah! And they scream as they take.
I do want to add that I find it funny that Gohan said he was acting like he was tripping and spilled the tea, but then still managed to say a catchphrase while he did it.
Actually, yeah, exactly.
He's like that's how he greets customers. He goes, "How do you brew?"
He's been using that all night long.
He's been sitting on that quip for years.
Yeah. They keep making him go into the back and wash dishes. He's never gotten to use it. All right, I'm going to mark them as stunned. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to mark them as stunned, so they are caught off guard. They can't act or respond for a few seconds until they steady themselves. Given that they just had hot tea spilled on them, I think that fits.
And then Bill trips them.
Correct.
Oh boy, they've been hit with the 1-2 combo. Hot tea and a sweep to the legs.
Alright, so with these guys stunned and such, you guys have the option. You can continue to maintain the exchange, or we can kind of drop it for the moment if you guys wanted to do some more, like, handle this more of a role play direction. What would you like to do?
Curb stop them.
Not that option.
You
Did
sure?
they drop the tea?
I would say that they did drop the boxes that they were holding. Given that Guao, they're surprised by both of you, and Guao kind of spilled hot tea on their hands. I would assume that they were probably wearing clothing. So really, the tea really only scalded them where they didn't have clothing on, which would be they didn't have gloves or anything. So it makes sense that they drop it.
So they're both on the ground?
I wouldn't say they're necessarily on the ground, but they're startled and they're stunned. So they're not running away at the moment. They're kind of baffled that you guys would just come out of nowhere at them.
Bill's just going to point his staff at them and take a stance above the tea. And he's going to just say, back off, or else you're gonna get a stick to the head.
And they both have. You notice that their eyes are fairly wide, and their pupils are kind of dilated, and they both say at the same time, almost eerily,
Madame Yang wants these, and what Madame Yang wants, Madame Yang gets.
And then Bill's gonna kind of step his way forward, he's basically just.
Push back.
His goal is to push them away from the tea, and then he's gonna slide them with his feet over the Guohan, put these back in the car.
Okay. Yeah, I mean they're not aggressive, they're not leaping down to grab it or anything like that. They just kind of seem like they're not really sure what to do right now. They've been caught, but they also seem a little bit out of it, and they also kind of have this I don't really want to leave without it kind of a look in their eyes.
Look, I don't want to hurt you. But we're running a business here, and we need that tea. And look, we got nice customers waiting. We don't need to cause trouble. Now, go on, get out of here.
Beat it, bozos.
I'll have you guys here. Bill, I'm gonna have you roll a plead, but Guo, so you're there with him. You can help him.
Roll for some intimidate.
Oh well, actually, hold on.
Go ahead, I'm not using
So I can mark a fatigue
Yeah.
to give them a +1.
If
to
you'd
the roll.
like to.
Oh, that's the thing.
Yeah.
After the roll.
You would
Oh, okay. You're gonna
Why
aim
did
with
I
it back
plead
up.
and not intimidate?
I mean, I'll take either one, I suppose.
Oh, well, if it's an intimidate,
That's a fair
I got
point.
it. I got
Okay.
7.
Oh,
So
okay,
then
okay.
you wouldn't need the fatigue.
Okay. All right. So you did intimidate. You rolled a 7. All right. They're gonna give in with a few stipulations. They're going to start backing away, and their stipulation is just simply
Madame Yang will not be happy about this.
As they back away, Bill Dorr is going to step forward again. He's going to just put his bow staff down by his side. He's going to say, "Well, Bill Dorr ain't too happy about this either."
Does Bill Dorr got a southern?
No, I wasn't trying to go southern.
okay.
Man. It's just he's upset.
Bill Dorr ain't
Bill Dorr ain't happy about what you two are doing here. Now, go on, scram.
I'm glad Bill Dorr is not Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah,
Appreciate
same
that.
here.
All right, and so yes, they back away, and then eventually they actually turn around after almost bumping into a partygoer. As they were walking backwards, they turn around and they walk forward the rest of the way back into the mansion.
All right, and Bill Dorr turns around. Is Guohan loading and stuff?
Yeah, I'm picking up the stuff and putting it back where it belongs, resorting it. And I turn to the other people in line, all right, what do you bozos want?
Oh, gee.
Okay, calm down, Guohan.
You hear several guffaws as they say, "Oh, excuse me."
Let's get back to work. Come on, Guohan. And then Bill's gonna walk back up to the table, and he's gonna lay his bow staff back underneath.
Okay.
He's going to wipe off the front of his, dust off the front of his vest and straighten it in his tie. And he's going to go, sorry for the giving you quite a show back there, but gotta defend the business. So, and he grabs his notepad and goes, "May I take your order?"
And the woman standing in front of you winks and says,
This again. Okay,
I'll take something hot and spilled all over me.
I'm sad I missed out on that lady.
hot, and he's writing it down. He's taking it very
Spilled
literally.
all
Spilled all over. Okay.
It's weird with the customer.
Bill leans forward and goes, "Our tea is quite hot. It may burn you."
It's like those weird alcoholic drink names. Like, what was the one Emily ordered the other day? Sand in your shorts?
Sex on the beach?
And sex on the beach, yeah. So it's like hot.
I'm glad she didn't order the sex on the beach. Then.
Cutting back over to Brock. So you managed to follow Madame Yang and this employee to this room. It's kind of like a farther into the back, whatever. There are 2 hot leaf juice employees that seem to be standing outside of the room, but these guys kind of look like the guy that you confronted earlier. You assume they're hot leaf juice employees because they're waiting for her. But they're not wearing any necessarily like insignia or anything like that. So there's one on each side of the door. As soon as she brings that employee over there and they go inside, these 2 kind of go in with her and then they close the door behind them.
Okay. Is this one particular room the only one in this particular hallway, or are there multiple rooms like in the immediate area?
There's some other rooms in the area.
All right, so I'm gonna try and get as close as I can to that one room.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go. Is it like a bedroom, or does this lead down another hallway that they're going in?
Oh, it's another bedroom. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go down this hall, and I'm going to try and get into one of the bedrooms that's right next door.
Adjacent. Okay.
Right adjacent to
Sure.
it.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, you're able to do that.
Okay, so no, I don't gotta confront anybody about it. So.
Nah, you notice that there's no clothing yet on the bed, so you assume the staff probably already like grabbed the clothes that were in here and they took them out. This is pretty much just a open bedroom. Also, nobody's in there for any other reasons. So.
Okay, so I go into this bedroom and I put my ear up to the wall.
Sure.
To try and listen in on what's going on in the other room.
Okay. I'm gonna have you roll rely on your skills and training, and that will be
focus.
Yeah.
So I get no additional for focus. 10.
Nice. Okay, perfect. So you do it. Yeah, you successfully are able to hear everything that goes on in this room. So as you're listening, you can hear Madame Yang through the wall. You hear like some shuffling around as this person is like sat down on the chair or whatever the case. You hear her ask,
"What is the finest tea in the land?"
And the employee that she has sitting in there responds, "The tea that grows on Madame Yang's trees." And she said, it's one of those things you say out loud and you're like, wow, that sounds weird.
You pre-wrote that?
That's what I was
pre-writing. Oh boy, you should read. You should write your pre-written stuff out loud.
I needed it to sound cryptic. That sounded somewhat cryptic and somewhat something else. Suggestive.
Guys, nice.
Guys, boys, nice.
She simply said,
"Very good. Now get back out there and do what I've hired you to do."
And then you hear there's a little bit of shuffling, and then the door opens, and they head back out.
Do all of them leave, or do those other 2 still stand guard?
The other 2 still stand guard, yeah.
Are these rooms, what are the walls made out of here? Are they made of are they the paper walls, or are we talking like concrete, wooden, rock? What kind of wall? What's the interior looking like in here?
I would say that they are stone walls.
Stone walls. Well,
I'll give you that.
little old me here, the earthbender.
Yes.
Present. I will bend a small broccoli, well not small, but a broccoli-sized doorway.
Okay.
Down into the ground, and I want to go through there into the other room, bring the wall back up, and I want to investigate what's going on in this other room.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to do that. You enter into the room and you see it's a very simple room. It seems like all the furniture, for the most part, has actually been moved out of the way to the edges of the room, kind of against the wall, except for one chair in the middle and then one chair across from it, kind of facing each other. And right in between this, if you look up on the ceiling, there's a small chandelier that's hanging there. And then from the chandelier, there's a sort of long gold chain with a elongated diamond-shaped green stone on it. And it kind of just sways back and forth ever so slightly.
Okay. So from this, I'm judging that Madame Yang is in fact hypnotizing her employees. Is it obvious to tell which chair Madame Yang is in and which chair the employees go in?
Yeah, the chair that you assume the employees go in looks to be set a little bit closer to where the pendulum's swinging. The other one is set a little bit further back.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, what are the floors made out of first? Are they also stone?
They'd also be stone, yeah.
All right, this is going to be a stretch. Okay. What we're going to do, I'm going to stand with my back, so facing the wall. I'm standing with my back to the chair. My arms on either side, and I'm going to earthbend 2 straight lines in front of me.
Okay.
I'm going to use them as measuring points into the next room. I make another broccoli-sized wall, hole in the wall, and then I go back in and I wait for Madame Yang to bring in another employee.
Okay. The 2 lines that you're making, so hold on, explain that to me.
So, do you want me to explain the full plan, or just like...
Yeah, I mean, I'm not here as a DM trying to, like, stump you or like, you know, I'm not going to meta game or anything like that. So, yeah, feel free. Well, let me think as far as, like, I don't know. I kind of want it to play out. Let's let it play out for the audience.
Okay. So, yeah. I make 2 very small, thin lines across the floor.
Oh, okay,
like,
okay.
Unless you're looking directly at it, it's not going to be noticeable.
Okay.
But the lines go through, essentially, through the wall into the other room where I'm going to be.
Okay.
I make a broccoli door. I go through into the other room again and back, and I put the door back where it was.
Okay. So it's as if you were never there, and you're back in the bedroom that's next door, so you can. Yep. And then you've got these lines that are they impressed or exterior pressed?
Very, very slightly impressed.
Okay.
But if it's a stone floor, it's not. It's gonna look like it's cracked.
Oh yeah, nobody really notices. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay. And they go into the next room where you're at. Okay. Yes. Sounds good. All right. And then you wait for maybe another 5 minutes or so. And then sure enough, you hear the door on the other side open again. Madame Yang steps in and you start to hear a little bit of shuffling as an employee and her 2 sort of specialty subordinates step into the room. They sit the employee down on the chair. And they start going about their questioning.
Okay. So using those 2 lines that I use to measure, I know exactly how large Madame Yang's chair is, and I would like to use my earth sinking ability to trap her underground.
Okay.
I would mark 2 fatigue.
Oh, okay. All right.
To trap an enemy in the earth, and they become trapped.
Okay, so you're kind of like, it's like a quicksand kind of thing where you pull them. Okay.
But it's like a pit. So
sure.
So she'd be like, so I would push her down, and she'd be in a pit.
Sure. Okay.
So do I have to roll or just mark 2 fatigue?
I think you just marked 2 fatigue.
Well, can I get the
I mean, all things considered, it would technically be a combat move, but we're not in combat, and she wouldn't know to react, so I'm going to say just, go with the stipulations of what it costs you.
That lady be underground.
All right. So, yep, you do your maneuvering, and suddenly, whoosh, you hear sort of a crash-esque, kind of more just like a earth against earth, stone against stone sliding sound, and suddenly you hear, and with that, we're going to call it a night.
Boys night.
Boys night. Boys night.
Boys night.
Thank you so much for listening to our show. Of course, don't forget to follow or subscribe to our podcast through whatever podcast site that you're using, such as iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and others. Additionally, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Just look for the social media icons. Following us on social media gives you access to all news, announcements, and of course new episodes as they are released. You can check out our website, bendersandbrews.com, which will feature all of our episodes as well as news, announcements, and even cool character and player profiles. It's a great hub of information for the Benders and Brews podcast. And finally, we would be truly humbled if you would be willing to take the time to leave us a review if your podcast site allows you to do so, such as on iTunes. Or, in the case of YouTube, you can hit the like and subscribe button and drop us a comment. Tell us about what you thought about our podcast episodes. It sure would mean a lot to us. Avatar Legends is a tabletop role-playing game created by Magpie Games. Nickelodeon, Avatar, and all related titles, logos, and characters are trademarks of Viacom International Inc., all rights reserved. I also want to thank the following artists who you can find on Fiverr for their amazing creative work on this podcast. Character art was done by Alicio Papadraw. Background art by Kenichi. Music by Joe Timms 215. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.